The first thing I auditioned for was my first commercial. I was 3, and it was for Coppertone. I was supposed to stay in the car, but my mom thought it was not a good idea to leave a 3-year-old in the car, so she brought me in. It was my brother's interview. They asked me what his name was, and then I kept, saying my name. I said my name was Alexander. For some reason, they hired me instead of my brother, and I became the Coppertone Girl. The costume for taxi drivers become quite iconic, I guess. Anybody who knows me knows that I'm not a clothes person. Shopping is like sticking my eyes with pins. But I was especially unhappy wearing hot pants, a halter top, and crazy platform shoes. I mean, I just was really unhappy. I had to wear these super skin tight kind of like cotton pants with no underwear. I'd never in my life not worn underwear, so I was just appalled. I couldn't wait to be done with the costumes. I probably made way more movies than Robert De Niro and Martin Scorsese at that point. I was 12. I'd probably made 10 or 11 movies. So I wasn't nervous. I think I was too young to be nervous. I knew I wanted to direct from a very young age. I was about 6 years old. I was doing a television show called Courtship of Eddie's Father. Bill Bixby came in one day, and he was an actor in the show, and he directed an episode, and my eyes lit up, and I thought, oh, wow, this guy's telling me what to do, and he's organizing the shots, and definitely my entire life as an actor has been a film school for me, where I've paid attention. I don't think I'm very particularly brave. I'm confident about my opinions in terms of, making films. I'm confident about my instincts creatively, but there's tons of things that I'm really just a child about. Even though I have a job that's quite social and I have to meet people and I'm good at talking to people, I almost have a fear of, picking up the phone and calling up somebody and saying, would you like to have dinner with me or lunch with me? Little things that other people kind of got in, Adolescence 101. When I was a kid, I was just obsessed with Robert Redford. I think everybody was. I had a Robert Redford t-shirt, downhill racer, of course, because I love to ski, and that was, my ideal. It was just sort of my ideal world. I'm not a big crier. It's like a DNA I wasn't given. And I always marvel at these people who are boxes of tears and they're just, crying over everything. It's not my way. But weirdly, when I go see a film, I'm that puddle person. Like, it's dark and I'm in a movie theater and I have permission to melt into the experience in a way that I don't know how to do in my own life or something. I have a funny, a neurotic thing is that very often when I see a man and a woman dancing in a film, I start to cry involuntarily. I have some kind of crazy birth trauma or something that's surrounding choreography. Sting kind of is the perfect man because he's, super good looking, but not in a way that's, too modelly. He's got a wicked sense of humor that's really nasty, which it always appeals to me. And he's quite intellectual. And yet his music is, super emotional. So I guess it's always the combination of those two things, the brain and the heart. Those two things together, that combination for me is a perfect creative combination. So Sting deserves royalty status as King Sting.